You got to look at the camera.
Yeah, it's your time to shine, little man.
Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name's Aaron.
I like to sew like I've never sewn before.
I like to knit and crochet secret things that I might show on this episode.
Secret things. Shh, secret. And you like to watch.
You do. It is Fiber Hustle episode 31.
Your favorite tacky little FIBERCAST.
And you get 2 in 1 month, January.
We have just snuck in. Today is the 30th. It's going to release tomorrow on the 31st. So you're getting 2 episodes this month, and we're holding true. We're trying to get 2 to you per month.
But I'm noticing that Seamus is getting more focus from the camera than we are. And as much as he's the star, he might have to go on the floor. Little man.
Here, why don't we just go up here like this?
So this is how we're going to do the rest of the episode. But Chip, what have you been up to?
So, we had a power outage. So here it is, January. I think we had a slight snow in December, but nothing like we have had in the past couple of years. But we had a power outage. We're calling this year the Great Wind.
The Great Wind, kind of Vicar of Dibley, the Great Storm, the Great Wind.
He didn't think it was that great. He wasn't that impressed. He was like, I can deal with it without the electricity.
He was very snuggly, though, when all the electricity was off.
So what do you do when the sun doesn't come up until like 9 o'clock in the morning and you gotta work? This one had 3 meetings, not this one. This one had 3 meetings that he still had to attend. So what do you do?
So I grabbed the flashlight at 6 in the morning, walked to the bus stop, which is like almost a mile and a half away. Take the bus, thank goodness no one was on it. Go into my building. You just scooted up ahead more. So I like how I can't.
We're gonna gain. We're gonna go all the way up.
Farther up, Seamus.
How about you come back here?
He's so cute. But yeah, no. I went back to the work for the first time since March 3rd for the day. There was people kind of speckled and peppered in there because a lot of people lost power. It was weird being back at the office. I got my stuff done, of course, but they have done a lot of renovations since then. So we have like a Starbucks in there, a few restaurants which were not open because no one's there. But it's just pretty cool to see how the buildings are changing. And then I came back home. That was about it. Came back home, I think I got Subway for the way home. And then we played Monopoly by candlelight. It was so romantic.
I wouldn't call it romantic considering the way that you play is unfair.
The way that I play is a winner's way of playing games.
In all the years we have ever played Monopoly, I have never beat him because he likes to like scoop up all the properties immediately.
I'm sorry, I have a question. What is the point of Monopoly? Oh, to scoop up all the properties immediately.
Okay.
So I don't understand how I'm failing at this game and you are.
So on this round, I decided at the point when I started having, on the few properties that I did own, that I had to mortgage so I could pay the rent on years. I was like, okay, after the 4th mortgage, I was like, okay, we're done. You're going to the grocery store.
Yeah, so I'm at the Target because we were out of candles and stuff. Gang, it's wintertime. Make sure we haven't lost our power for a while. So we're like, where are the candles? Where are the battery pack kind of things?
We were not ready for the Great Wind.
So now the Great Wind of 2021.
2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago or a year ago? We had the Great Snow.
The Great Snow, the Great Wind this year, the Great Ice. So now we have a little cubby section of our house that is dedicated to battery chargers that are full, candles, all that kind of stuff. And it was only 26 hours, but during the winter time, it's just miserable 26 hours. And it got really cold in the house, but it wasn't like super freezing. It was cold, but we managed.
It was a 26-hour adventure.
It was more of an inconvenience than anything.
I mean, like, if that is the worst that is going to happen in our January, we'll take it.
We haven't just...
I mean, we don't have that much else that we have to, like, hey, this is what we're going to boast about, but
what?
We have friends that are doing amazing stuff. So we would like to, he's going to say goodbye.
Bye, Seamus.
He's going to say goodbye. we got a show to do. Yeah, so we got friends who we would like to give them, what is that?
Kudos, props,
no.
a round of applause? No?
What's the song? I want to praise you like I should.
Praise you like I should.
So, the first one, I have been dying to...
I would die.
I have been dying to open.
He hasn't even opened it
I
yet.
haven't even opened it. I was waiting to do this with you guys. Because that's the giving, patient person I am. Like, this one gets some candy from strangers and has to gobble it up in 30
I will
minutes.
eat anything from a stranger.
Me, I can wait. So, Curated Quilts Journal, I have a subscription to them, and they had remember the plus quilt that I never finished? Well,
I do.
Emma over at Curly Seams, one of our good friends, she also entered and was selected to appear in the January issue 2021 of Curated Quilts, and I haven't gotten to see it. She would not show it to anybody until it was actually published. So she created her plus mini quilt and was selected. She had to...
That's such an honor. I mean, for anything, because there was tons of people who did this.
Emma, I could not be more proud of you and excited. So she had to send in her mini quilt, and I want to find it.
Now you're like, I don't even know what page it's on.
I don't even know what
so
page
I might have to edit a little bit. Let's
So-
we look through this whole thing.
Is there here it is, page 66, the mini quilt challenge. Let's go to it. I can't see with my glasses.
Do you want to put it under here as well?
I will. Okay. So these are the big pluses. Let's go to...
And this comes out quarterly, this book?
This is a quarterly journal. There's no advertising.
That's nice.
But I think it's interesting that they had patterns by Allison Glass. That seems like an ad.
It does a little bit.
That seems a little addish,
It's
but
ad.
we're going to bypass that. Anyway, so here's the mini quilt.
Oh, I love all of them so far.
The mini, and I'm really
attracted to this one.
I really like that too, because it's not, I mean, it's pluses, but I don't know that it's literal. I love this one too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look for Emma.
Not on this page.
Not on this page.
The anticipation's killing me.
The quilting on this one is gorgeous.
That is nice.
And let's find, I saw an E. I got excited. Roxanne.
Nope.
Oh, this one was titled Untitled Number 1. That's interesting.
That's funny. Ruth,
Elaine,
Nick.
Lisa. Come on.
I hope we didn't make this up.
Emma.
Is it? Which one is it? Gorgeous.
Emma. Oh, I love it.
So yes, our friend Emma from Curly Seams.
She is
got in the book.
published. Emma, I'm so proud of you, and I love it. So if one thing that I would point out to everybody is that there was a color story that you had to work with, which was a baby pink, baby blue, peach, like a very light green, and then this blue. But everybody had the same color story and a certain size that they were restricted to. I am so proud. I'm so glad for Emma.
What an honor.
I'm very excited, and I love the way that she quilted this, because it was like in the blue here, there's some doubling of the stitch, and she varied the width. I love it. So check out Curly Seams. I know that Emma and Tracy, her duo partner, they both teach in the UK at local classes. And they are truly wonderful ladies. You should check them out. I'm jealous. I didn't finish mine, and she got published, and I didn't.
You'll finish. Well, yeah, you got to finish in order to be published.
All right.
Just like Monopoly. You got to buy up the property in order to win the game.
Or you just don't finish. And
Or you just tell me to go to Target and pick up candles. Either way works.
so good job, Emma.
On the same roll of our friends doing cool things, our friend Karen has released her first sweater pattern, which I have to show, called Hello Dahlia. It is a fingering plus mohair that you hold together to get this pattern. I love it. I don't myself think I would wear this just because it has a little
pebbling
and stuff at the bottom. But peblum, yes. But maybe someday I will make it for my sister or something like that, my mother. But I just had to say, Karen, this is so awesome that you have made your first sweater pattern, which is available on Ravelry. And Karen also has a YouTube channel called Katie Gecko, where she does many, like sometimes she'll do like a 2-minute little segment about things, but then sometimes it's an actual vlog and stuff like this where she talks to you. So definitely check out Katie Gecko. This pattern, I think, is amazing for her first pattern. And so I want other people out there to have the opportunity to knit it because I want to see what it looks like on other people because it looks fabulous on her.
I'm excited. I am looking at, even from a quilting perspective, like what it takes to come up with produce a pattern and like to know, as I spit, to know that like she has knocked it out of the park. Like
it is, and it's a top-down raglan, so it should be pretty easy to knit. So it's all in the round, start top-down raglan, and then you do the little, what'd you call it, peblum?
Peblum, and then it looks like there's two different variations.
There are two different sleeve variations, correct.
Yep, so you can do the disco night, or you can do the just, I'm going to work.
I think I would do the disco night, because I need the stuff flashy.
Hey,
for my rings.
I just met you, and this is crazy.
I think
Are you watching our Insta stories?
I feel like you have a little too much go-go juice. Speaking of Instagram, did you know we have an Instagram? You can follow us there at Fiber Hustle. If this is your first time, you can subscribe to our channel and you can like our videos. I don't know why I just said that, but everybody else usually says that. There's a little hair flying in the wind right here. And we never say it, so it's just a little shameless plug to give us a like or subscribe.
Hello again, hello.
You're the singer today.
Yeah, so what else have you got to brag on?
I got nothing else, I don't think, to brag on, but did you see our last episode when we interviewed Katie from the Knotty Knitting Sacks? Just an FYI, you can still get 15% off at Knotty Knitting Sacks with the coupon code HUSTLERS15.
Love it.
And I did see that she updated her store just a few days ago, so she has some new fuzzy nut sacks and all that good stuff in there. Ooh, delicious. But I don't think I have anything else to actually brag on except for the things that you just finished this week.
Well, you should brag on that shirt.
I've had this shirt for a while, though.
I like it on you.
Because you bought it for me.
I like it on you.
Thank you. I'm not wearing a hat today. I need a haircut, which I think I'm going to have Chip do my hair because why not? He's here. He has the clippers. He does his own hair, which looks better this week than even last time.
Yeah, so like the gray is coming along. I like the cut. I'm letting the top grow, and it's a pandemic experiment.
Ooh, I love it. You look like you listen to Social Distortion.
I don't know what that means.
A few people out there might get it, but just the whole look looks very Social D to me.
Social D?
Yes, Social D. That's what they call Social Distortion. It probably sounds bad the way I just said that. No, you have a very Social D look today.
Thank you, I think.
Let's get into the makes. Okay, so we have You Made That. We have What Are You Making? We have some had to have it's or things that people thought we had to have. And at the end, we might have a little shout outs.
Love it.
Love it. I love it too. That's why I love this show. Chip, you made that?
I did, and I finished it.
I know. I'm so excited for this.
Okay, so last time you saw that I had a finished pieced quilt top, which was that big snowflake with the scrappy background. That is getting gifted tomorrow. So
she's gonna love it.
You've already seen it as a background, so we didn't want to put it up, but we are going to show it to you. I did a quilting on it.
Ooh!
Yay!
Look at that.
Bring it your way.
I will.
There we go. Okay, so all of it is meandering quilting, and I absolutely loved just doing it freestyle and getting it consistent. I think I did a pretty good job. Let's look at the back.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm so pleased there's no tucks and there's no white popping through. So I have my blue thread on the back and then white on the front, and it all turned out so super duper. It took me a day to quilt, which was nice and speedy. Okay, so we're gonna show you a little bit of the quilting, and you can see, like, I wasn't getting it super duper tight, but I didn't want it super duper loose. I just wanted to do some meandering, and I pretty much got consistency going with my meanders. Is it 100% corner to corner consistent? No, but one, she's a muggle. She'll never notice the difference. Two, it's all a learning experience. So like, I think just doing it more and more and more, I will get better. I did do, big thing was I did differently is that I actually washed it afterwards. I put like
A handful.
lots of color catchers, and they actually barely caught anything. So I didn't pre-wash my fabric, but I did wash the quilt once it was all finished, and no errors. I actually love it. Didn't shrink, but it did get real puffy. I've ironed it since, and I think it turned out really, really well.
It's a showstopper, Chip. It really is.
I thank you.
She is going to love it.
So her favorite color is blue, and I found this background that even though it's got different levels of blue, it doesn't. It's a solid, but it's really a print. It reads as a solid, but it still kind of hides if there was any kind of boo-boos. But it really, I'm so excited.
You should.
This is the Snowflake by Modern Handcraft, and I think we're going to have at least one of these next year.
I would love one.
I know that you were saying, hey, I would maybe like the modern version, but this is a quilt I would definitely do again.
Question, just not a press conference.
Not a full-on press conference.
Just for our knitting friends out there that know nothing about quilting, could you explain what meandering means a little bit?
So meandering is when you're just, whether you're doing on a domestic and you're doing your free motion quilting, or if you're actually on a long arm, you're just meandering around. You're just like kind of taking a path, and it's nonstop throughout the whole thing. So there's no stopping and starting. It's not ruler work where you would go from point A to point B, cut your thread, go to a new point. This is just all completely just doing sweeps. And I actually worked from left to right, so the width of the long arm, and I think there was like I only had to advance it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Actually 4 times I advanced it. So all in all, like, you're having about this much to work with, the depth of the long arm, and you're just meandering and going through. And then the way I did it from row to row is that I would meander kind of like this, so that the next time I would just kind of go in that same flow, so that it didn't look like there was actual strips of meandering that I did, that I actually made it so that it was interesting. And
great. No, I just wanted, just for people that don't know anything about quilting, I at least wanted an explanation for people like me who didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, love it. So I'm really excited to give this to our neighbor. She is 84 years old, and like, she is a true lady. She's like family in a way that, like, you would never want to disappoint her. You would never, like...
I feel that. It's like having a grandparent, really.
Yeah, I mean...
She's that much family, because I've lived in this house for 12 years, 13 years, and she's been the neighbor ever since, and you've been 10, 12... How long have you lived here? 10 years?
10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So...
I love it. She'll love it.
I made that.
You made that.
Look at us. We got showered. We got dressed.
We got surprises. early Valentine's Day gift surprises.
From who?
From me to you, my love.
Oh, God.
What do you mean, oh God? Speaking of showstoppers and outdoing yourself. Go ahead. I know he loves surprises on camera.
Is it food?
No, it's not food.
It's a washcloth.
It's a washcloth, guys. I made him a washcloth, but wait.
It's a washcloth.
What's funny is a couple of days ago you said, it would have been funny if you wrapped up a washcloth for Christmas for me. This was already finished before you actually said that conversation.
Oh my God.
But I actually cut out hearts for this bag as well.
Oh my God. Oh, and it's got a heart.
Yes,
Look, y'all.
It's upside down.
Oh.
So this washcloth is the Heart dishcloth, and it's by Sugar and Cream, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is a romantic washcloth that you can give a loved one.
You are not going to romance me into doing dishes.
That was the whole point, because you could do dishes with love now. If you are just tuning into the show for the first time, washcloths come up every once in a while on this show, and I thought I would try to outdo myself. Instead of just the regular washcloth, I wanted to put a little love into it.
There's not even any Hershey's Kisses in there.
Because we haven't had fries or chocolate or any fast food all of January. Tomorrow's February.
I have
or
my-
a couple days ago in February. I'm hoping we can have something good.
I have my sugar-free go-go juice.
Yes. But this was made with Sugars and Cream. It is a cotton yarn. It is just a heart-shaped washcloth. But I thought of you. I was actually knitting it in front of you a couple days ago, and I was like, is he paying attention or not? Because I was been so busy at work, I couldn't knit on work time or anything. And so I didn't want to escape just to wash this, but I don't know if you saw me knitting this.
I can literally tell you I have no interest watching you knit.
What is that about?
No, I mean, like literally the way we have a sectional downstairs in the TV room, and Erin's over here, I'm over here, and the TV is over here. So I'm always facing this way. He's kind of behind me, and he's there knitting. If it wasn't for the crunching on the snacks, I wouldn't even know he was there sometimes.
Oh my gosh, no, that's untrue. Because we haven't made it through an entire TV series in 10 years where you haven't had to pause and tell me something that you found wrong with the TV show. You know what they should have done? You know what they should have done? That kind of thing. It's super cute though. It's just, I would like to finish a whole movie or TV show.
And this is lovely.
Cheese and rice, Chip.
No, I think that's very sweet.
It is. So there's a washcloth for you. Again, Sugars and Cream. It's a heart. Just put in Ravelry, put in heart washcloth. It comes up.
It actually turned out.
Apparently, you can make many squares like this, put them together, and it can make a whole heart blanket.
Oh, could you do that?
Yeah, I don't know if I want that as a blanket.
No.
And again, it is upside down.
Is it?
Yes, because you see how the stockinette stitch is right here? So
Well,
yeah,
no,
it's
so-
just yarn overs, knit two together,
To me,
easy to pattern.
They still raise.
Yeah, they raise a little bit. Yeah. But there you go.
How about I put this in my bathroom? Can I have this in my bathroom?
Yes, you can.
And not near the dishes?
Because you don't want to waste them on those dishes. You want to waste them on that cute face. So every time you give yourself a facial, you think of me.
Thank you very much.
So welcome. Speaking of more gifts for you.
What?
I finished.
There's more?
No, I finished the socks. They're on sock blockers. These are the pattern of the vanilla socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. She has 3 different patterns of DPNs, magic loop, and 9-inch circular needles. These are the magic loop version. I cast on 64 stitches. Then I think I made the bottom of the foot about 7 inches because Chip's foot is 9 inches. And he tried them on once and they fit perfect, but we haven't tried them on again but I'm super excited about them.
I think turned out lovely, and I will guaranteed wear them.
Okay, they are, I was going to say, okay, but I did somehow, after I finished everything, notice that I did drop a stitch. So I'm thinking I just go back in and kind of, and that will be fine. I don't know how, literally, I got to the very end, was weaving in my ends, and I realized that I dropped a stitch. But this is Peyton's Croy yarn, and I think it's Route 66 is the colorway. Route 66, yep. And it did it itself. I didn't have to change yarns or anything like that. They are super cozy, super warm. I want to try them on, but I don't want to ruin them because my feet are bigger.
No, don't try them on.
But I need to see what size actually fits my foot. Like, would 64 stitches be good with my foot, and I just need to extend the ends, or should I still keep it with 72? If you want to.
I'll put them on.
Okay. Oh, did I not weave in one end? This is so embarrassing.
That's so I can hang it in the closet.
And never use them.
Good thing I'm not wearing socks.
Do they fit? Do they fit? I hope
So
they
was
do.
this so painful? I've been asking for socks for I don't know how long.
No, it wasn't painful. It was just. Does it fit?
One.
Oh, and last time we talked, he said that he could feel the seam at the toe, which he wasn't used to. And everybody's like, hey, you should, thank you for leaving comments below saying, yeah, you should use the Kitchener stitch. I did use the Kitchener stitch, which makes me think, did I use the Kitchener stitch correctly? And I think I did. There we go. Come on up. Just like his 20s. Look, they actually do fit. Do they feel good on you?
I love them.
I love them. Let's not get too carried away with the kicking. But look at you.
You want to show how long they are?
How do I show how long they are?
Pull my pants down.
Pull your pants down? I like where this is going. Hold on, gang. Okay, so they come up. So you actually would like them longer than this, correct? Or do you think this is a sufficient?
Probably to here.
Oh, so you want an extra 2 inches?
I like tall socks.
I see that.
I don't.
So.
I mean, like I like these, but like I love long socks.
Okay, we can try to make that happen. And your toe and everything. Just I need to fix this little pink stitch, or maybe
you can see my humps.
Your humps.
They're
called calves.
My Fred Flintstone feet.
Oh, your Fred Flintstone. Yes, they look good. But look at these. I'm so proud of them. And they're clean and they're all ready to go.
So are my feet.
You're all ready to go. This is that kind of episode. Thank you for modeling those, Chip. No, so you got your pair of socks. I don't have to hear about it anymore, but I know what to do.
How many years later? He did it. And a washcloth.
Socks and a washcloth so he can wash his feet before he puts the socks on.
There you go.
It's been, oh my gosh, March is our podiversary or FIBERCAST anniversary, so it's been almost 3 years since I've been knitting. No, a little bit longer. 3.5 years?
Oh,
I don't know. And speaking of that, actually this is not even a good segue when I said speaking of that, but I did want to at least show you some pictures that my sister sent me from the sweater I finished. It was a City Limits sweater by Tana's Fiber Arts. Guys, I'm so thrilled to say that the sweater fit her. I was so nervous about it because she didn't try it on. She lives in Ohio, and the sweater I knit her fits. I'm so ecstatic about that.
Not only does it fit, but on Insta, it was trending.
Oh, my sister, and that cute face. I mean, a couple people thought we were twins. When we were younger, when I had really long hair, people were like, are you guys twins? We're like, no, but kind of close. And we got the brown eyebrow, and we have the same clumsiness, and I love her. It was made out of majority of Meeker Street fingering weight yarn that I held double. Meeker Street is dyed by one of our yarn stores around here called Nifty Knitter, and the very bottom was by Trilogy Yarns in her Cocoa colorway, and Trilogy Yarns is awesome. Nancy and her and Kathleen have a podcast called On the Needles, so you should check that out as well.
Love it.
That's everything I got for, you made that?
You have been gift crazy.
I have. I haven't knit anything really for myself. Well, in a minute you're going to see that, but.
In a minute we're going to see some selfish knitting.
Because it's January. I'm back to being selfish. December was
the
all
way
about
you should
giving.
be. The way you should be.
The way you should be. I'm sorry, where's that washcloth? I don't want to get stolen or anything.
It's over there.
Okay. Treat it like toilet paper. Never let it out of your sight.
Love it.
Chip. You may well chip. Fudge. What are you making?
What am I making?
Yeah, what are you making?
I'd love to tell you. So, I'm working on the lemon pepper quilt, and last time I was talking about how I ordered some supplemental fabric to make some sashing, and it wasn't the color that I had hoped for. And so to refresh you, again, it's the Lemon Pepper by Madison Cottage design. And I'm doing the extra long throw at 70 by 70, so it's gonna be the big one. It'll probably be just a tad bigger than the snowflake quilt that I just showed.
Oh, it's gonna be bigger than that? That's pretty big.
Just a little bit, but you know, I want to wrap up into a quilt. And like here in the Northwest, we get a long use out of like our quilts for like the TV room, and you just want to snuggle and say, I don't really need to watch this right now. I can rewatch it in about 30 minutes. And snooze.
And snooze. Yes, the king of falling asleep right when the TV comes on.
Yes. So anyway, so I'm working on these colors, and I got my fabric in, and Connecting Threads. I'm really in love with this company. I picked 3, and actually I forgot the black, so I had to order that. That hasn't come in yet. But I've got 3 different levels of grays, and I have the 4th that's going to be black. So what I love about them is like this is set like $7 a yard. I mean,
it's a steal actually.
It's less expensive than like Robert Kaufman, and just as good. So Connecting Threads, love them. All right, so I've been on EQ8. Now that I've diverged from the pattern from these fabrics here, you can see that a lot of the patterns read as solids. I think mostly all of it is patterned, but a lot of them do read as solids. The ones that I picked out, pretty much everything reads as patterns. So I have to diverge from their pattern, and actually I'm going rogue. I'm actually now, I've decided on 2 different layouts. I'm still gonna have strips, so they're gonna be stripes. And what I'm thinking is either that stripe is gonna go right here, or I'm gonna do a full square. And I kind of love both ways. I think it's interesting. I knew I was going to do, I thought these were cornerstones, but Emma, again over at Curly Seams, she said she calls these posts. And if you take an aerial view and look down from the air, you could see like, hey, here's a fence post, here's a fence post. So like actually that makes sense. But I don't know what combination and where, like if I were to go here, I would think that the very light, I want to do a white border around the actual block. Whether or not I do the half square triangle or if I do the full square, I know that I want to do this color in just to give it a little framing. And then I would do the medium right here. And then I would do this color right here. So that is starting to tell the story. And then I've got the black that's actually coming, and I would do those cornerstones. But do you guys have any feedback? I am all ears. I'm not in a race to, I mean, I'd love to talk about it. So I know Charlie out there, he sews, and Carrie and Charlotte, like all you quilters and sewers out there, or even like knitters who would love quilts. Like what speaks to you? So
it's gonna be cool. I like what you've taken the original and going with something different.
Actually, and it's kind of funny because it started out, I was just going to replicate this one, and now it's like, okay, I've gone with their color story, and I'm just kind of making it my own. But the lovely thing is that having EQ8 electric quilt, just doing a software program, I created both of these like within 30 minutes, and it's just exploring and trying out different things. And I can vary all of my widths. And I think I'm actually leaning towards this one. It has more of it's a little modern, and it's almost like flying geese, but
yeah,
I think it's interesting. These colors that I chose, I try to get within the range. They look like candy corns on here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I promise it will not look like candy corns.
Especially with all the color variation in each.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the progress that I've made on lemon pepper, and I would love any feedback, any votes of confidence that you might offer.
We love the feedback.
Yeah,
love it.
So Aaron, what are you making?
Speaking of designs that you kind of make my own, I think everybody knows that a bunch of us are working on the Montrealer. It's designed by Delves. Here is what it actually looks like. And I, like Chip, am making it my own because I didn't want all the little stripes going down me, just because that's where I am in my life right now, a little self-conscious. Take it out of my chip bag. And I don't want to screw anything up.
Your basket.
My basket. Let me see. I got a lot of things going on here. So I made a lot of progress since we talked last, because once we talked last, I was just about to start the main stripes. So here they are. I was influenced by kind of like a 70s jacket that I saw on the internet. So I said, hey, how about this 3 really large stripes right in the middle, and then make all of it teal. And this is my progress. Let me do it this way. I have it backwards, so I'll do this. So I have put my stitch markers for where the pockets are supposed to go down here. And I think I only need to knit maybe about 5 or 6 more rows. Then I'm gonna put it on scrap yarn and then start the pockets, because I was gonna do the pockets, then wasn't. And now I think I'm gonna do it again, because it's like a double pocket, but it meets in the middle. I don't even know what.
So you are going to do it?
I am going to do it. I am going to do it, and I'm thinking about using kind of the outline, either this yellow color or this orange color. Then obviously the teal would be the actual pocket, but just like kind of give it a little outline right here. And then
now, would you have it like a thick outline, or are you talking like just like this?
Let me see.
Like this?
No, I think it's like, see right here where it's gray right there?
Okay.
I was thinking making that yellow or the orange.
Love it.
But this is something I'm just kind of playing with the idea about still. I have a little bit more time to think about it. These colors are so bright and so vivid that I don't know if it's going to pop too much, or it's like, I got a little something on there. But I'm super excited. Then I'll start the sleeves and the hood. I'm thinking about putting a little bit of a orange, purple, and ochre in it as well, just as the ochre, just the very kind of tip, so it says, hey, here I am. I've been knitting on this so much that a couple days ago I actually had to put a Band-Aid on my finger because the pad of my finger hurt from knitting, which is kind of silly and kind of funny.
Why are you being so aggressive?
I don't know. I wasn't being aggressive. I just, after a while, you're like, oh, my pad and my finger's starting to hurt. Then you keep on going. You're like, it's really hurting right when I kind of flick the the yarn off the needle, so I had to put a Band-Aid on. But then I haven't knit for a couple days, so I'm excited to get back to it. And I'm still in love with the colors, even though they're way different than me. If you remember last time, kind of influenced by the Queen, the very first few seasons of The Crown. She wore a lot of teal and a lot of ochre. And I was like, hey, I want to try something in those colorways. So this is my version so far of the Montrealer, which I'm super excited about.
This is so, I love this touch. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, is this considered raglan? No, yes. Yep, raglan, just kind of how thick it is right there. Rest of it is Malabrigo. All this is Malabrigo, except for right here is Meeker Street's worsted weight and dragon breath, which again, I used Meeker Street for my sister's sweater. So I'm kind of digging Meeker Street stuff at the moment, and I'm very excited about it.
You should be. I mean, like, oh, your Paris du jour.
Yes, I have my little Eiffel Tower stitch marker that our friend Jane gave us. Thank you, Jane. But yeah, I'm super excited.
I think that is your favorite
stitch marker
of all time.
It's the only one I never lose for some reason, and I don't know why. I mean, I love it anyways, but I feel like I lose so many stitch markers. I don't know. Stitch markers are just like a second sock. You're like, where's my other sock? How can I lose a sock? Stitch markers are everywhere.
Did you check the dryer?
I've never got one in the dryer. They're always in the couch. So, no, super excited about this. So, Chip, what are you making?
What am I making? I know what I'm making. Okay, so if you have played bingo with us, we have several times given away a book for both knitters and sewers. This is the sewing version of Sewn Animal Heads, and this, y'all, is such a fun book. Chevis, she made hers with Chevy Rell, her podcast.
I know her.
She got the crochet one, and she made that. What was it?
A ram's head.
A ram's head.
She first did it because she made it too big and it was kind of floppy, because this book is UK. Mm-hmm. So she was doing the UK crochet instead of the US crochet. And then she went back and redid it US. Sorry for interrupting, but
no, that's okay.
It's kind of a funny story.
But it is, I mean, like, this is so much fun. And Johan, he actually made, what did he make? I think he made the horse. I forget now. We'll have to pull a picture. Johan, what'd you make?
Yeah, what'd you make? I don't remember.
No, I think he made
It was lovely.
I think he made the horse. Yes, so I started with the fox. What does the fox say? All right, so I am making this guy right here, and what's interesting is that you're actually going to the photocopier and you are enlarging all of your pieces, and then you cut them out, and then you have your templates. I wish there was like a companion PDF website that you could just download everything, because it's like you're really having to destroy your book when you're making photocopies. I mean, it's kind of a drag. But once you've got all of your pieces cut out, then you are working your way, and I am at a stopping point, and I am now at a restarting point, because I decided that I was going to try to give it a little bit more life and a little bit more structure by using foam. And I will say that's not a good idea. I should have followed directions, imagine that, and just used fabric and then stuck the heck out of it with your polyfill. But I will do the ears again with fabric, And I don't recommend the foam because it makes it harder to match up your pieces. But I had all of this sewn, but I didn't like how uneven it was starting to work out. So if you notice, like in the back, I wanted everything to be mirror, even though I was using a print, and this is like a flannel, which I think this is like, it reads fox. But because I used the foam, it was like, it wasn't as easy to work with on, what is this called, the snout?
Yeah.
And so I ripped it all apart, and then I was just like, why am I fighting this? I decided to stop while I was ahead or while I was behind, and I'm actually going to just redo this. So it is not a terrible, terrible loss. Like there's certain pieces, like the backing, so like this will be the outside that it goes to the wall. So I don't have to throw away all of the pieces, but I am going to redo a lot of it. I'm going to keep these ears. I'm going to repurpose those because I don't, and actually I might even be able to use part of this that I've already done, because it's just where you get into, there's so many layers that you're gonna break a needle using foam and all of these layers. That's where it doesn't need that extra bulk. But for these extra parts, I think I'm gonna just rip this out and I'm gonna reuse those and then stuff the heck out of it. But I'm making a fox, and it does look like a fox.
Are we gonna mount it on the wall to show how insanely butch we are?
I don't know that it reads butch.
If there's an animal hanging on, animal head hanging on your wall.
If it was a previously animated animal, otherwise dead, that's kind of butch.
Come look at our animal on our wall.
I mean, if that's how you define masculinity.
I do. By how many dead animal heads you have.
Aw. No, I mean, like, yeah, so like I was getting into I had all of this sewn, and like it's gonna have, underneath the chin is just this, this linen. Yeah, it's a huge work in process. I should have followed directions. I would have been done by now. You live and learn.
You chipped it.
I chipped it.
You chipped it. Good job.
So this is the fox head, and I really, even though I was my own saboteur, I definitely would do it again the right way. And I want to
take a stab at crocheting one of the heads.
Little by little, I'm gonna do the animals, and I think it's just like, I mean, like these would be great for a little kid's room. They would be great. There's so many different. This book isn't terribly expensive. Like there's the alligator, giraffe, pig, unicorn, or you could do the horse. Your
conversation starters, at least.
I mean, this, and you really could, depending on how big you magnify and make that each of the pattern pieces, you could really make this any size that you want. You got the rooster.
The pig, if you made him a little bit more hairy, it's looking very never-ending story on the side.
Is it?
I think so. If you put like really hairy stuff on the pig's profile, there's
what?
He's right there. Right there. There's, you know where I was going.
That's right there.
That's right there.
Okay, so I'm working on, and I wish I had it to finish, show it all finished for you, but next time, I promise it'll be ready.
So what if we shoot in 2 weeks?
I better get sewing.
Get going.
Yeah, and it definitely will. It's one of those projects that you're in the zone. You're not watching TV. You're definitely paying attention. If I had used some all solids, then even like it would be even faster to cut out, because I wouldn't have to worry about getting all of the mirrored sides just so.
I'm thinking in my head that you would never go with solids because you always like to
complicate things.
I don't want to say complicate things, but you have your own ideas in your head. So, which could be make things complicated at times. But you are so creative when it comes to things like that and complicated things. You know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, Aaron.
Yes.
What are you making?
That's it.
Oh.
But I do have some things that I might be making, and I do have some things that I had to have, and people thought that we should have.
Is it more washcloths?
Yes, people thought we should have more washcloth. You know what? I sometime this year I'm going to start a washcloth knit along, just to show you the dishcloth.
You can't even say it.
Dishcloth revolution that the people want.
Do it. Do it.
You're going to be jealous. Okay. So I do want to show something that someone sent to me that is very exciting. Give me a second to pull these things out. But this is from Lilith Rose Fibers. She is a natural dyed yarns and notions. And she sent me 2 hanks of her most gorgeous yarn. One is for me, which I'm excited about, and one is actually going to be a donation at Bingo. Her name is Briar, even though her company's
Just like the ice cream?
Just like the ice cream. And yeah, again, it's Lilith Rose Fibers, and I can't say all, just in case, but she naturally dyes these yarns, and I had to show them off. She sent me a worsted one. She goes, do you like worsted, fingering, DK? I said, DK or worsted is probably my favorite, and this is the colorway of Opalescent, and it is 100% organic, extra fine merino, 219 yards. I don't know how she dyes it or what her natural fibers or her natural dyeing fiber process is, but it doesn't matter when you look at something that is this gorgeous. It's kind of a gray, but I don't know, what do you call this? Gray. There's not a hint of pink in it, but some reddish hues.
Well, okay. So I see purple in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's purple and it's a gray blue.
It's gorgeous. That's all I know. And I'm so excited. It's very soft. I'm so excited to work it up. And she also sent over this skein. It's called Lilac Meadows.
That is definitely lilac.
Yes. 80% extra fine merino, non-superwash, 20% nylon, 437 yards, and it is just as delicious, a lilac color. I don't think she'll mind me saying this, she has a little goth vibe to her. She also says that she has a little goth vibe to her. So a lot of her yarns that are dyed have like some witchy names and stuff like that. Her stitch markers that she sells are pretty awesome as well. Like bats and stuff like that. Here's a stitch marker that she included.
She sent those too?
Yes, this one was included. It's a little, let's see if I can get that, bumblebee.
That is really,
which is super cute.
That is really, really pretty.
Yes, and this one is, a teapot.
Love it.
And you can tell by even her card.
Her
cardstock that has a skull on it. It's a teapot, and so she does have that cool goth vibe to her. And thank you so much for sending this to me. She's out of Connecticut. Again, all naturally dyed yarns, but gang, she is going to give everybody that goes to her shop 15% off, which is pretty awesome. So the code that you will want to use, which will also show it as well, Hustle Sprouts 15. Definitely check out her Etsy shop, check out her website, and to see what amazing stuff she has in there. She has some kits in there for like mittens and hats. She has all kinds of yarns, stitch markers. Don't forget to use that discount code. And I'm excited for this to find a new home during Bingo. And I am excited to work this up into something. I just don't know what that is. But thank you very much again for sending that over. Much appreciated.
Charlotte over at Welcome to Charlotte's House Podcast sent me a little prezi in the mail. She would like to support the author, Wendy Chow, and she sent me her quilting book. And again, I wanted to share it and open it. This is really nice paper stock. This is a really
well put together book.
Yeah. You know what I find with a lot of these quilting and even yarn pattern books, we are so drawn by the candy, by the eye candy, and like these books never fail to offer like, oh my God, I just want to make this. I want to make this.
The inspiration, or I have to have it, have to knit it, have to sew it.
So I did look up Wendy online, and she has a. What I like about her is that she is a little bit more modern, but not so modern that she forgets traditional. So like here, this is, I would say this is, if you broke this down to the block, there are elements of it that are very, very traditional, but the way that she assembles it and kind of puts her own spin on it, I really, really do admire Wendy. And let's go back to this one. See, now this one, this reminds me of more of like...
native, yeah.
And then this is your log cabin at the heart of it, but then it breaks up and then it becomes this, which is more kind of southwesty. So it's interesting.
All depends on what colors you use as well.
Color, and actually this one I really love because this one reminds me of Tracy over at the Curly Seams. She sent me some fabric last fall, and this would be that color scheme that she sent me. Like I would definitely, this is really fun because it almost looks like little bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's a bee, and then this one's flying. This is gonna be fun. Charlotte.
That was super sweet of her.
That was so sweet. And it was like, I'm like, again, you get one of those packages in the mail. Oh, what is this? It could be anything.
It could be anything in here. It's a leg lamp.
And this is, I mean, like strip piecing. This can go. That.
It's like one of those things that you have to adjust your eyes to see like the horse or something. Remember the 90s were big in those pictures? You'd look at a picture and you'd have to make your eyes go wonky so you can like see a sailboat or something.
Did you?
Is this? Well, I know it was only in Ohio. It had to be everywhere. People out there, do you remember in the 90s pictures that you would look at and eventually something would come out of it? Not drug talk, not anything like that.
Are you asking for help from the fine people?
No, yes, because you were looking at me like, huh? It's like the episode of Did you ever see Mallrats in there and like talking about the schooner? Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. I'm done with you today. You look at this picture, you make your eyes kind of go, and then something comes out of it.
Well,
and it was big in the 90s.
Great treasure. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Again, from Charlotte. Welcome to Charlotte's House Podcast, or welcome to Charlotte's House Podcast. Thank you.
Yes.
Aaron.
Yes.
Do you have any more habits?
I had to have it. My mother got me a gift certificate to Serial Knitters Underground. So I said, hey, I'm going to jump on and see what Serial Knitters have. So I got a few skeins of their fingering weight because I think I'm going to make a shawl.
Is this what you made a beeline for the front door the other day?
I went to the mailbox.
No, there was something came in the mail and like usually he's in a meeting or he's in his office and he doesn't come out unless he like restroom or food.
Oh, that was a dishcloth washing book. Just like that. It has tons of different dishcloths in it. And I was afraid somebody was going to snag it from the porch. So yes, this is Dye House Yarn by Serial Knitters. One of my favorite stores that is no longer. Their brick and mortar store is gone, but they are still doing things online. This is a fingered weight. This one's called Mac and Jack's, which is one of our favorite beers here in the Pacific Northwest. It is 450 yards. It is an 80-20, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And it is a gorgeous color.
That really is
yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. This one is called North Sea. Again, I've been attracted to the teal color for some reason. This one is cinnamon.
And actually, all of these colors are rendering very well.
And jean jackets, which I have enough blue, but what I think I'm going to do applies to this. And then I've never actually bought mohair or lace weight before, and I needed it. So this was a 60% kid mohair, 40% silk. It doesn't tell me the colorway, but this is just a Shibu Knits Silk Cloud.
Shibui,
yes, Shibui Knits, and that is gorgeous. And what I'm thinking is I only need 3 of these in this to make the reverberate shawl. I'll probably show a better picture of it here in a second. It's a Stephen West pattern. It looks super interesting. Let me show you the big one that has it on. You really can't tell what it looks like here, but it's a very interesting pattern that I want to do. And I don't know which color I want to, like, do I want to do these? So basically I would need 3 of the fingering weight and 1 of the mohair. I just don't know which color combinations I want to do to make this shawl. Or did I not get the right colors at all and everything looks like a hot mess?
Question.
Yes.
So this is reading like...
So this is actually 3 colors, but 2 of them are really close to each other.
Exactly. So these colors are more analogous. So they're closer together on the wheel. Mm-hmm. They're not contrasting. Mm-hmm. So these really contrast one another.
Which I'm fine with.
Which I'm fine too. And actually, I was going to add, so I didn't know if you were going to have like a predominant color that really pops out, or you're just running with color.
I am just running with color. I just need to figure out what those colors are.
All right. Second question.
Yes.
How did you come up with this palette?
I was just going through the serialknitters.com website and was just kind of looking for solids that spoke to me.
Because this is very sophisticated. This, to me, is very, like, I'm very impressed because this color palette, I mean, like, even all of this together is very, I mean, like, to me, this is so, I think this is more serious.
Well, it is 2021. And I decided this year to be a little bit more serious.
Serious about making washcloths.
Those are seriously awesome washcloths, though.
You know,
it had a heart and everything in it.
Do you know what is really serious? Is my feet are so comfy right now in these socks.
Are they really? It's a new me. It's a new year. I mean, the shenanigans for me are over.
Okay, well, you know what? Love these. I'm really, really, really excited about this. And you said you have never worked with mohair?
I haven't. I don't think it's going to be too hard, but mohair's like so thin, lace.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. It's like silky.
Yeah.
It's like my gray hair.
It's just like my gray hair. But yeah, I know Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting has made it, and his looked dope. And if you don't watch Michael for Piece, you should check him out. I love his channel. He's kind of newer. He talks about interesting things, and he does a little music talk at the end, which I'm really into because I love the music as well. But yeah, his look dope. Everybody's look dope. Some people use lighter colors, darker colors. That's the beauty of Stephen West patterns. You can use fuchsia and pink and neon colors, or you can be sophisticated like my normal palette right here and do it that way. It's the new me who needs a haircut really bad.
I mean, no, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I actually would, I would love to do a quilt. Definitely, like, this one is my first pick. This is my second pick. And actually, you know what? I would love to see a quilt in these with some white. Like this would be actually very, very beautiful.
Yeah. So it's either probably going to be this or this.
One thing that you could do, and we can't experiment here, is
I like that too.
We have one of those red glass that, like, it's a red eyeglass that it's
a monocle.
No, it's not a monocle. It's it helps you look at colors so that you can see the variation of that darkness.
Oh, okay.
And like,
Some kind of red light, like.
yeah.
I have some red flashlights we took to Arizona. I don't know why I did that. That was really...
Like you're at the airport, like you're...
Yes, let's just go to the airport. Yes. But yeah, check out Dye House Yarns, Serial Knitters. They have so many great yarns and options.
Nancy Good People. I mean, sorry.
Deb.
Deb Good People.
Deb is very good people. Do you have any more had-to-have-its?
I do.
Oh, what is it?
Okay, so actually I have two more had-to-have-its. This is a had-to-have-it that came in December, so shush. I ordered this back in the fall on pre-release order. So this is Barbara Brackman's Encyclopedia of Quilt Blocks. 4,000, how many are there? There are 4,000 blah, 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 blocks in here. And this is, like, you get all the names of all the blocks, and there's, I mean, like, everything. It is an encyclopedia of quilt blocks that I would love
Literally
to win that lottery and just like, oh, I'm going to make this block today, and I'm going to try this block, and I'm going to try this block, and I'm going to try this block, and that's what I do for now on.
365 blocks a year.
365 blocks. Quilting, I can do it.
I don't know what this means.
Yeah, it's a song.
Oh, okay.
It's from Rent.
Don't know.
So anyway, so this is a good reference when you're thinking, hey, you know, I don't know how somebody could possibly come up with a new quilt block, like that has not been like dreamt up before. Like this is, oh gosh, what's this called? This is the
Sun?
It has the name there, but it's a New York Beauty. This is part of a New York Beauty.
As in the Statue of Liberty?
Maybe?
No, this wasn't, I was trying to do the forks of her head, whatever.
Yeah, so, and then there's one that's called a pickle dish. I mean...
I like a pickle.
You like a pickle, but there's all of these quilt blocks. And what I'm excited about is that because I got this on, I mean, like literally, I paid like $45 for this. I mean, like this is a resource. This is...
It's like a Bible. Instead of an encyclopedia, it should be like a quilting Bible.
Or an encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia. Abundance.
I mean, you could practice this. I mean, you practice your faith.
Quilting is your new religion.
But it also, they're coming out and it's in beta testing right now. There is a companion software program that I will be using, which is nice because you could print out your templates for all of these different blocks in the size of your choosing. So, oh, that's beautiful. I want to do that one.
It's nice, but there's other nicer ones. There's other.
Well, pick one. Pick one. So I know that Charlotte also, she has this is the 3rd edition. I think she said she has the 2nd edition. And you can go on Amazon, get the older editions for more money than what the new one is released for. So if you don't have an encyclopedia in your house, check this on. Actually, there's so many websites carrying it. And I think average price is around $55 plus shipping. But
for a book?
For a resource. This is a resource. It's an investment.
It's an investment. I'm going to sell it then someday.
Yes. So that was one. Do you have any more had-to-have-its?
I don't, because I don't know. What you guys at home? Did you make any 2021 goals that, hey, I'm not going to buy any fabric or yarn or needlepoint or anything all year? And if so, how you doing with that? Have you failed already accidentally, or are you keeping to it? Or do you not make those kind of goals because you're like, I need this stuff anyways in my life? So,
Johan with Go Ahead and Make Me, he was doing on his last episode, which was like, he's done 4 or 5 episodes now. This last one is, I mean, like, he did everything. I love the way he goes about telling his story, and like he's walking you through paper piecing, which is English paper piecing, and he's doing all the hexagons and like the different things that you can do with the hexagons. And I was so excited that his mission is that he wants to stimulate people's creativity, and I was stimulated, and I went and I was looking at AccuQuilt, and they had a die kit on sale.
Oh, great.
And I didn't buy it.
Oh, great.
But it was for paper piecing, and it was for the hexagons. And I was like, I really, really want to try it, but I'm like, I am not ready to, like, it was it $300? Yeah, I wasn't doing it. But don't let that is the $279 is the sale price, but it came with a mat. It came with a cutter, like a rotary cutter. It came with a pattern book. It came with, it's a whole die kit.
It's a combo deal.
Like plus they had that listing in their store, plus just the die kit itself for the same price. So like you can get like this whole kit and caboodle for that sale price.
Well, you can't, but everybody else out there can.
Yeah, I can't. So I was like, I mean, like, how wonderful would that be if you're like, you don't want to cut and all that. You just like, boom, put it through that.
There's no time left in the world.
Time.
You don't have time to cut yourself. Just use the AccuQuilt and you're done.
But there is time for the Alaskan rainbow quilt that I am going to do in 2021.
God, that's gorgeous.
This is Adita Star, and I never say her name right. Here it is, Adita Sitar. She owns this Basket Quilts, I think it is the name of her, I'm sorry, Laundry Basket Quilts is the name of her shop. And this woman is an amazing, amazing quilt designer. So this is the Alaska Rainbow, and this is a template pieced. So go and you get her templates, and it breaks down into, actually this looks very, very complicated, but I've already gone through the pattern and it is not complicated whatsoever. Basically, each block is the same. It's the same block. It's just a matter of what pieces that you incorporate, and there's only 4 pieces.
Well,
believe it or not, this is not a complicated quilt. It looks it. And then here's the fabric kit to make this.
Nice. I like the stitching as their logo or text.
Now, they did at one time have an already cut piece. Like all your pieces were cut for you. I was like, where is that?
I would like that, please.
That sounds amazing. But they didn't have that. So I ordered that kit, and I'm like, this has 17? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
I just counted the back of them right here.
23 different solids that make this up. And I think it's so beautiful. And it's like, this is one of those that, like, because it looks so complicated, I mean, it makes you look like you're a rock star, and I don't think you need to be one.
I'm so excited for it. I think it's look gorgeous. I love how they're not super bright. They're kind of, I don't want to say dulled down. I don't know how to describe them. Muted a little bit. Like, it's not like fire red and like
it's
really
not it's
bright.
not primary colors.
There we go.
There we go. So you can see it in better detail now. Attention to detail will be important, and making sure that your piecing is all perfect. But otherwise, I mean, like, I know that I could do this. I have no clue how I would possibly quilt this. I probably would want to, start in that center and just let it radiate out, and like keep working around and just getting inspired. I don't know that I would do the meandering on this, because this is, again, this is one of those patterns that is very busy. I saw this, and this is just one, this is a thumb stopper. When you're scrolling through Instagram and then there's something like maybe a Fiber Hustle post.
Always
I
a
don't
thumb
know.
stopper.
or on YouTube. That's a thumb stopper. Fiber Hustle episodes, but this was a thumb stopper for me.
It's lovely.
And I was add to cart.
Boop boop. Had to have it.
Had to have it. So that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Oh no, there is one more thing.
Is it dinner tonight?
No, it's my Quilting Go-Go juice.
Oh, well, that's good. That's a good thing.
From Knit Swag, which I actually bought.
It's great. Yeah.
But this is a custom, I'm spitting again. This is a custom made, what do you call this? Tumbler that I had. I was like, I love my Quilting Go-Go juice.
It's very cool.
And actually, believe it or not, there is, you can kind of see, maybe there's supposed to be very fine stripes of quilting on this, but for some reason, it does, I just think they needed to use actually here I can see it.
A little bit lighter black, maybe?
Like a gray or something like that, just to make sure. Like I can see that it's quilted here, but you can't make it out.
I like Knit Swag stuff though.
But I love Knit Swag, and I kind of just told Kelly what I was hoping for, and she's like, "Here, let me try this." And she sent me a picture, and I was like, "Add to cart."
Done.
So thank you, Kelly. I've got my Quilting Go-Go juice.
I have nothing to cheers on. So.
Ching.
Ching.
All right. So that is my had to have it. So, okay. So we would love to do some shout outs.
Shout out.
There are a couple of fellow podcasters that we're going to show some love with because we do love them. They watch us. We watch them. You should watch us. And if you notice, there's all of this.
You said you should watch us, which you should.
Did I just say you should watch us?
Yeah, you should watch us. So we don't need to talk about anybody else.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell, like and subscribe.
Okay, let's start out with the Artful Stitch with Rusty and Hampton. These two are very, very, very nice gentlemen. They're not all in your face. They're not like...
They got the southern charm.
They're in Texas, yes?
Yes, Dallas area.
Dallas area. Okay. What I like about them is, and I'm not a knitter, so they do go into knitting shops, but I like the way they do it.
They take you on a journey to get to those knitting shops.
Yep.
And also, they're very thoughtful in those knitting shops.
Yeah, and then what's nice is that, like, it's kind of interesting to see just as, like, going along and like you get a bird's eye of what do different yarns, yarn stores look like, and you're always, you know how you go into the same shop time after time, you know exactly where something is going to be, you know who's going to be in the store to help, and it's nice, but it's also nice to see how other stores are set up and like what they have to offer, and maybe there's new yarns or new brands that you're not familiar with. And I really do like they're into the videography, they're into like storytelling, they're very thoughtful. But I will say, even as nice as they are, you may not want to be hanging around Hampton around Christmas, because apparently somebody liked to drink and take out a Christmas tree. So I've heard, not naming any mention. I'm not telling anybody's business, Hampton.
I think after they played bingo with us once, and I think they recorded an episode after they had a few drinks. I think it was that episode that they it was a very funny episode. But no, two charming men who like to talk about knitting, and Rusty's very artsy too, so he makes these displays and shows them, and
he is the real deal. I mean, like, he actually has a CV of credits.
A what?
A CV.
CV?
It's like your resume. It's a fancy word for resume.
Obviously, I don't have a resume or a CV, so that's why I'm not fancy.
No, I mean, like, he is, he's a true artist.
Yes. Speaking of two other semi-charming gentlemen, the Boozy Bears.
Semi-charming?
Semi-charming. I kid. The Boozy Bears have a few episodes out. They are a podcast. They are two gentlemen.
Oh, and they got a shout out also from the Grocery Girls.
They did. They got a shout out from Grocery Girls and some other ones, and they just shouted us out on their most recent podcast. They're from Buffalo, New York.
New York.
New York. Well, not that part of New York.
Do they know Jimmy?
I don't know. No, they're in Buffalo.
It's New York.
Jimmy is in New York. Is a very large place.
It's like the gay. They all know each other.
they all know each other.
You must know Tommy.
No, but they have some great knits. They have some humor that happens in there. They talk about the knitting retreats that they go on. Ding. But they obviously haven't gone in the last few years.
Who has been knitting longer?
I'm assuming Vince because he's older.
Just a little.
But just a little bit. I could be wrong on that, but I know that two lovely lads.
And they make it a point. They are not a couple.
They are not.
They are not a couple. I know that they've said like oftentimes you're seeing podcasts or vlogs or whatever this FIBERCAST, like it's a couple. They are not a couple.
Yes, they'll tell you that through and through. I don't know if they're using it to get dates or what they're trying to do.
They're wingmen.
I was going to say, maybe they're the best wingmen that any of them ever had.
Knitting wingmen.
.com. That could be a new Grindr app, Knitting Wingmen.
But it's nice. I mean, it's nice to see that, like, you have different people that are, like, the Artful Stitch watches Curly Seams and interacts with them. Curly Seams watches them, and also they watch the Wool Patch. And the Wool Patch, I mean, it's like, it's so nice to see the community. So I know that, like, sometimes it seems like, oh, you know, there's people that are, you know, like, oh, you have to know all these other podcasts, but it's a nice way of getting to know other people. And it's like, hey, this is what we've been up to, and everybody's contributing, and you get to know each other.
You do. Speaking of getting to know each other, and who I want to be my best friend is Akira from the Knitting Annihilator.
I thought she was one of your best friends.
Well, we text every once in a while, but I wish we were like texting every day. Because I love her podcast. She's awesome. She brings an immediate smile to your face once you start watching her. All her knits are fantastic. Her husband's fantastic. Her kids are fantastic.
Except when she's trying to podcast.
Yes. Sometimes when kids interrupt podcasts, it's like, but hers are at least cute enough to interrupt and be cute. But no, she makes amazing makes. She talks about her victories, things that might not have worked out this way. But everything she knits is pure gold, it seems like to me.
And she's sassy.
Oh, God, yes, sassy, and that's what I love about her.
She's easy on the eyes.
She is. Don't tell your husband. Shh.
And you know who else we love? Yolanda.
Oh, I love Yolanda Happy Knits. Happy Knits is a great one. Yolanda and Jordan.
Don't forget Jordan.
Don't forget Jordan.
He has come up with the show.
Oh, Yolanda's, I think, in Dallas as well. So I don't know if Artful Stitch and Happy Knits have ever crossed paths. Probably not, since Artful Stitch is kind of COVID and kind of new. But I know Dallas has the big, which not happening this year, the big yarn wool festival, something that happens in usually April. So I need to get myself down there one time and meet the gentlemen of the Artful Stitch and Yolanda and Jordan.
See.
Yes. But yeah, we watch a lot of other things. We'll try to mention some others at other times. I need to stop playing with this pen. But yeah, those are some people that we think you should check out.
Show them some love.
Show them some love. Show us some love as well. We love your comments. We love your feedback. We love your thumbs up. We love everything.
Or the thumbs down, because it gives us, you know, it just shows interaction. Like, it's not a negative.
It shows you paid attention to us enough to give us a thumbs down. But yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all we got. Is that all you got?
That is all I got, except for Johan.
No. I want to say thank you. Thank you for checking us out, and we hope you're doing well, keeping safe with the pandemic. If you haven't gotten your vaccine, we hope you get it soon. If you don't want one, don't take one. I don't want to piss anybody off.
You do what you need to do.
Do you do boo-boo? And just be safe. We hope you're doing good with your makes. And we will see you soon in February.
Yes, we will. Now you ready?
Now we're ready. So Johan,
play us out.